Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM19 story, part of The Furniture with me, Daniel. It's Season 2, Episode 5, and as promised, we're back in early January for a massive third round FA Cup tie away to Huddersfield, which, as you can see from the top right of the screen, we're going into in our classic style by losing our league game just beforehand. If we go and look at the game since the last episode, obviously you were with me for that magical FA Cup win away at Peterborough, before we had a big top of the table clash against Forest Green which ended in a draw. Since then we played playoff chasers Sutton away from home. We nicked a fantastic 1-0 win with Macau Kennedy getting the winner in that one. Before we went away to Aldershot and nicked a 1-1 draw there. Kennedy gave us the lead and unfortunately Will Swan scored late on. And those of you who followed my FM18 head coach story will know Will Swan caused us a lot of trouble at Dover in that save. But we got back to winning ways against Eastleigh straight after, almost the perfect away performance. Foy scored a brace and unfortunately missed a penalty with a chance to get a hat-trick, and Barley Mumba scored another cracker as he continues his brilliant season. We then played Herne Bay in the FA Trophy with a fully rotated team, a 4-0 win there with Scrimshaw, Keating and Walker all getting goals. A few of the regulars rested for that one. And even young Olaf Kazella, a man who was looking so good at the start of last season but got a massive injury and unfortunately has never really recovered. But it was nice to give him an appearance and a goal to be pleased about. We then beat Solihull Moors on Boxing Day. We took a bit of a gamble here and rested a few of our first choice players. You can see the likes of Sokolik and Mumba were on the bench for that one, but Foy got a brace and Balling scored as we won 3-1. Before we went away to Maidstone where it all started to go wrong. We were all going smoothly until stoppage time. Edwards John picked up a knock, which means he's out for today's game, and then we let in a 93rd minute equaliser to cancel out Foy's goal. We then took a very calculated gamble on New Year's Day at home to Fylde. We rested almost the entire team. You can see Sokolik's playing right back there. Ryan Dixon played in the deep line playmaker role last season's left back. Ruari Keating came in and Balling. Rian O'Sullivan and Sendles White, players that have barely played this season. And unfortunately they proved to not quite be good enough as we lost 1-0 at home to Fylde. But we went into the last FA Cup game on the back of a home defeat and it didn't affect us then, so hopefully we'll be able to pull off the same performance today. There is one transfer we've got to talk about, that is at right back. We had an unfortunate situation with our sub right back, which is Jack Barthram. He picked up a 3 to 4 month injury, a hip injury, which meant we needed to get in a replacement. So we loaned in a familiar face as recommended by our director of football. I don't think they scout any new players, they just offer us the same ones again. So Sam Long came in from Gateshead and within a week he picked up a damaged spine, which meant he was out for 9 to 11 months. And he was therefore recalled, which means we don't have to pay his wage, but it also means we haven't got a backup right back. Hence the fact that Sokolik and Ryan Dixon have both played there in the last month. But we're here for the third round of the FA Cup and it deserves our undivided attention. So let's go and look at the team we've lined up for today. There's almost a full fixture programme in the National League that shows how well we're doing to be here. And as you would have predicted, we are heavy underdogs for this game. We've got Edwards, John and Barthram out as we mentioned. We've also got a very tired Reece Williams playing at centre-half, but I've decided to take the gamble on him playing, so we're at full strength for the players we have available. We've got Jamie Jones in goal with Hume and White the fullbacks, Sokolik and Williams in the middle, though Johnny Byrne will almost certainly have to come on for this one. Balling and Berkovic are on the wings with Payne and Mumba in central midfield, and Scrimshaw comes back in alongside Foy up front as we look to make the most of our set pieces with a bit of aerial presence. We are going to change things a little bit once we go into the game. We want to be a bit more tactically clever in this one, just to make sure we don't get an absolute hiding and lose all of our confidence. So let's get into the game and see if we can pull off the second FA Cup miracle in 2 days. Huddersfield playing a classic 4-4-2, which I'm a little bit surprised about, but I guess they're expecting to attack and win the game against us. We're just going to encourage the boys and we're going to go into our tactics. Firstly, we're going to drop very slightly to cautious. We're also going to go from floating crosses to whip crosses, time waste as much as possible, be more disciplined, and when we've got the ball we're going to slow the pace down. We're going to need as many breathers as possible today, so we just want to make sure we take advantage of every time the ball's out of play and get as much rest as possible. Particularly with a game 3 days ago and some of the lads having to play, we've got a few tired legs out there and need to make sure we don't get beat heavily. We'll do the tunnel interview very quickly. As usual, the second option works every time. There's a few players who have been offered new contracts around this mark. We normally get the message to say that players will be out of contract in 6 months, and we actually had 3 or 4 where they recommended we tie them up now. We've also done the same with a couple of our coaches, our assistant manager and director of football, as well as our head of sports science, who's remarkably good. We've surprisingly got the ball early on with Ball in here. Foy went up for the header, but he would have been offside, and the highlight ends at 0-0. Over 15 minutes gone and Kevin Morales with a corner for Huddersfield. It's been a remarkably dull game so far, which I am more than happy about. The lower the score, the better for me. And obviously the most important thing from this game is the attendance figure, because we need to sort our finances out. We have been a lot more sensible this season. In fact, we've been very sensible. It's just that we couldn't recover the debt from last year. But this tie could do just that. I mean, if we get a replay, we'd be in absolute dreamland and it'd almost certainly be on TV. But let's be honest, we're probably going to lose this game. It's just about keeping it respectable. The tired Williams heads away the ball, but his fitness is already in the mid-70s and we're only 15 minutes in. Morales gets it back to Williams on the edge of the box again to Phil Billing, who we know from real life's got a big long shot on him. Tommy Smith in the right back area for them, back to Billing again on the edge. Morales with time, they're working it round us and we're just trying to keep a very steady shape, and if they score a 25-yard screamer then so be it. But it looks like they're just keeping the ball and waiting for us to make a mistake, but we've managed to defend well and clear it from the right back area. Jones with the ball in his own 6-yard box, a big free kick up the field. Nearly 20 minutes on the clock now and it's still 0-0, which I consider an achievement. Davis is coming forward down the left for them, no to O'Dowda. O'Dowda gets inside to Williams. Williams will have a shot from here, surely he does, and there you go. We said we wouldn't begrudge them if they scored a 25-yard screamer, and they've done just that. We would have liked a bit more pressure on the ball, but we can't complain. And with 20 minutes gone, our resistance is ended, and it's now 1-0 to Huddersfield. We've got a couple of warnings to close people down, so we'll take them on, and we'll watch what's happened from our long throw. It's just coming straight back, to be honest. We've got no sticking point up front. We can't get the ball in behind because they're better. But Berkovic goes long there, and Foy's never getting there because we haven't even got a pace advantage up front now. Even if Kennedy had been playing, they've got better pace than us at the back, And Williams gets the ball out to the left to O'Dowda. O'Dowda delivers towards the two big men in the box. They've got the two huge target men in there, and that's going to cause us trouble as well. Jamie Jones with the ball at the back, and we're starting to get a lot of attacking highlights for Huddersfield now. He's coming straight back at us with Williams again. We're really struggling in central midfield as O'Dowda goes in for 2, and we're going to have to make more defensive changes. The fullbacks are going to go to defensive only, and Payne's going to drop back to a defensive deep line playmaker rather than his supporting role, because Williams seems to be getting in behind him so often. With a quarter of the game gone, it's 2-0 to Huddersfield. And now Jack Payne's got an injury, so there's our long throw threat gone. And we're going to bring on Brad Walker for him and switch Mumba over. But this is turning from bad to worse, and it's going to end up being a bit of a disaster. The one thing we didn't want out of this game, no matter what the score was to lose players for injury. And to lose our set-piece specialist is a shame. But Scrimshaw's in from a Huddersfield error, but his shot's awful and straight at the keeper. And there's the difference between National League and Championship finishing. Foy put him in on a plate. It's probably the best chance of the match. In fact, it is. It's the only clear-cut chance of the game so far. And he's just passed it back to the keeper. And from the other end, straight away, Morales gets it in. And Del Potro has a header, which Jones is forced to save. We've now got a warning to close Del Potro down. I can see my beloved Luton Town have just gone 1-0 down away to QPR there. And there have been a few exciting games. Notts County struggling at home to Liverpool. We do like the FA Cup ties and watch all of the shocks go on, even though there haven't been many in this round. Congolo gets the ball out to Davis and Huddersfield are bringing it forward comfortably again. I don't want to let in a third before half-time ideally. It would knock the confidence a bit more. Tommy Smith on the right though is going to deliver, and as soon as those two big men get in the box we're worried. Williams on the edge again for a shot, deflects and Jones manages to deal with it well, down to his left-hand side. If we are comfortably behind, we will take Williams off at half-time. Hume's gone for a long throw, but it's not quite the same. It's bounced back out to him now and he tries to go in behind, but Tommy Smith will get there comfortably, and they clear lovely to the left-hand side to O'Dowda. O'Dowda charging over halfway, and we're closing him, but not quick enough. Balling does well to get back, and now Scrimshaw chases in behind, but Stankovic wins the header and Balling deflects to Walker. Walker coming away 30 yards from goal. We've got a bit of time here. We've played in Mumba. Mumba needs to reduce a bit of magic to Scrimshaw. Out to Balling, and we've got a chance to deliver here. Into Foy. He's wasted a clear-cut chance. We've had the two best chances of the game now and wasted both of them. And Foy's put a header from 6 yards over the bar unmarked. And Del Potro's gone straight down the other end and forced a good save from the keeper. Jamie Jones tips it wide, and on the stroke of half-time it's still 2-0, and we've got to make sure we don't concede this corner. Scrimshaw heads it away, but only as far as O'Dowda. Morales gets it back to the edge to Stankovic, into Williams, back to Stankovic again. They're just keeping the ball between the two of them there in the middle. Billings got the ball 30 yards out, he gives it away to Scrimshaw. Foy chases it down, but that will be half-time. We're 2-0 down. By no means have we been outplayed, but we've wasted two excellent chances which could have changed the game. Let's go and give the team talk. We'll tell them we were disappointed because they haven't been at their best, which makes it all the more unfortunate because we could have competed yet further. We're going to go to our tactics and give Williams the rest. There's no point risking him now. We've got another big league game in 3 days and we've got to focus on getting a playoff place. We've got the kick-off with Scrimshaw to Foy. It means we've only got one change left for the game, which is a bit of a worry. But hopefully we won't get any more injuries and we'll be able to make a tactical one. It's headed away by Mooney towards the keeper and Jones can pick that up comfortably. We thought the centre-half would clear but he lost out in the air. We're 5 minutes into the second half. Tommy Smith with an attacking throw. Flicked on by Mooney and it's fallen to Williams. Got a great strike from the edge but it's just high and wide. It's now not even 10 minutes in and they're just continuing to dominate the game. We seem to be running out of steam. It happens so often in FA Cup ties like this. Billing gets the ball to Morales on the right. Got acres of space to cut inside. Sokolic heads away but not far enough. O'Dowda slides it in the bottom corner and it's now 3-0. Berkovic and Mumba are really struggling. I probably will rest Mumba because we're thinking about saving our players for the league. Berkovic goes long up towards Scrimshaw who loses out in the air. I don't know if I've got another central midfielder on the bench as Del Potro goes straight in from the kick-off and we're going to have to go even more defensive now because this is getting silly. We're conceding chances through the middle when we're trying to be cautious and they've just left a huge gaping space in the middle of the pitch and Del Potro runs straight into it and forces a save. Morales on the right to Tommy Smith, back to Billing again on the edge of the box to Derek Williams. Williams has got plenty of space to get it left to Del Potro. We've got a warning to close him down for the second time in the game. We've been marking him closely but that's not worked because he's been given 20 yards of space in the middle. Billing shots block and Berkovic clears to Foy. Foy tries to get Scrimshaw in behind. Can he do anything with it? He wins the ball, he shoots and he forces a save but it's behind for a corner. And you can see from the chances we've had a fair few efforts but we've just wasted 3 brilliant chances in this game. White has the corner. Don't know what happened there. He sort of half took one and then it ended. Byrne knocks it down for Walker and we've scored. There's a bit of brilliance for the away fans. They get to see a goal away from home at the big side and at least they'll go home happy no matter what the score is now. It's 3-1 and I'm delighted we've managed to get a goal if nothing else. Williams switches the ball out from the kick-off to Morales and no doubt they'll come straight forward and create a chance here. Del Potro loses out in the air and Walker flicks it away but Billing's got a chance to bring it forward again. Williams gets the ball back to Billing and out to the right to Smith. They're just keeping possession so comfortably in the middle here. We've got no answer to them as we just keep our shape and hope that they don't score another screamer. Billing's got the ball in the edge of the diamond there. It looks like they've got the 3 or 4 in midfield, even though they're only playing a 4-4-2. They've got an extra man all over the park, and at the hour mark it's 3-1, but it's constant domination as Del Potro heads in, unmarked from a corner, and that's where we miss Reece Williams. We haven't got big enough players on the pitch, and unfortunately it's now 4-1. We are going to have to think about the league now, so we're going to take Mumba off. The youngster Ollie Inca's going to get a run out, which will be great for him. And we've switched Walker into the deep line playmaker role in the hope that he won't get sent off and let the other lad make all the challenges instead. We've got a throw in on the left and Foy knocks it down for Berkovic. Berkovic on the left back to Hume who goes in behind. Foy's chasing. The keeper's going to get there first though. It would have been nice if we'd got 2 or 3 goals out of this. And we very much could have. I mean, the fact that Foy missed a header from 6 yards in the first half. Scrimshaw's missed the only clear-cut chance we've had of the game. It's actually 1-1 on clear-cut chances, don't forget. But their clinical edge in front of goal's been brilliant. Walker gets Foy in behind. He's in 1-on-1 and we have scored again. I tell you what, that's making me a bit annoyed now. Because if we'd taken our clear chances, we could be 4-0 in this game. But as it is, we have got 2 goals. And I'm delighted the lads have at least put up a fight. Because we're playing championship opposition, don't forget. It's probably going to be 5 to 10 years before we can even think about playing League One and Championship sides on a daily basis. And for that to be the case here, and we're competing very well and getting a 4-2 result so far, the fact that we've looked threatening in front of goal is really promising for me, even though we've struggled immensely at the back. The fullbacks have been out of sorts, and let's not forget our wingers are nowhere near the standard. Scrimshaw's tried to get Foy in behind again, and Stankovic clears as far as Berkovic. He knocks it up long again, and Walker gets the ball away to Ollie Inca. I said Berkovic there, I'm thinking of Ahmet Berkovic again. It's Amir Berkovic into Scrimshaw, and he's forced to save down to his right from Coleman. And I tell you what a recovery this is turning out to be. We're starting to look really threatening at 4-2. Huddersfield with a throw on the left with Terence Congolo. Gets the ball into Diakabi. Back to Ramsalar, out to Bakuna, the youngster. Bakuna finds Smith on the overlap into Diakabi. And they've put it just wide. I thought it was in, to be honest. They've got the ball on the right again with Ramsalar, out to Smith. They're now playing in the middle, but they're making a few sloppy mistakes, but they're so comfortably ahead that it won't matter now. Smith down the right-hand side into Diakabi, and he heads over again, but they've won every header in the box, and we've really missed Reece Williams in this half. But we have to think about league action. In 3 days' time, both Williams and Mumba should be fit, and with Payne injured, it's all the more important that we've got central midfielders fit to play. Coleman with the goal kickers. We're into the last 30 seconds of stoppage time. I know we've lost this game 4-2, but I'm so pleased with the performance we've put up today. I really expected it to be an absolute hiding, and the fact that we've been level on clear-cut chances. We missed the clear-cut chance we had. Foy missed a header from 6 yard and Scrimshaw's had another one-on-one. We could easily have got a result out of this, but the fact that we've competed is all the more pleasing for me. Berkovic tries to cross and it's blocked, but it is full time. We have lost 4-2. Huddersfield have comfortably won. The ground looked a bit empty, which is a shame, and Payne's picked up a knock, which is our biggest concern from this one. But we'll tell the lads they've done well, because in the second half they gave them a right good game. I said we're pleased with the performance and they're disappointed. And the fact they're disappointed at losing 4-2 to Huddersfield, a side at the top end of the Championship, shows just how well we're doing. We've got a bit of an update from the National League fixtures. Maidstone have overtaken us with a win. Forest Green lost at home though, so the title might still be there for the taking. Let's have a look at what they've said about the FA Cup one. They've said Huddersfield coasted past, which they did in truth. They had more shots and possession, but we did waste some good chances as well. Jack Payne's injury is unfortunately 6 to 7 weeks, so this could affect our league form now. But the one thing we wanted to check what we haven't looked at yet was the attendance. 9,500 through the gate. I was expecting a bit more, to be honest, so I'm disappointed about that. If we look at the finances, it's made us 130 grand profit this month, but we're still in the red quite significantly. And I'm really a little bit disappointed that they've not even put 10,000 through the gate for that. If we look at our income, the gate receipt's 139,000. It's only double what we'd get in the league for a couple of fixtures, to be honest. So slightly underwhelming off the pitch, but on it we put up a great fight. And the fact that we've beaten a League One side who competed with a Championship team is really promising for the next few years of this save. But that will be all for this episode. A valiant effort but to no avail. Let me know in the comments what you thought of our performance. And where do you think I need to strengthen the squad in January? Subscribe to the channel for daily FM19 content from this story part of the furniture, as well as my other Football Manager series, The Head Coach, where we work under a director of football with no say in transfers or contracts. But a massive thanks for watching this one as always, and we'll see you next time.